In this problem, I need to determine if there exists a triple of indices I, j, k in an integer array nums such that I is smaller than j smaller than k and nums of I is smaller than nums of j smaller than nums of k. If such indices exist, I should return true. Otherwise, I should return false. To solve this problem, I need to find three numbers in a specific increasing order within the array. This means that for any three indices I, j, and k, the values of these indices must be in strictly increasing order. Nums of I smaller than nums of j, smaller than nums of k, and the indices themselves must follow I smaller than j, smaller than k. For example, consider the array nums equals 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here, I can see that for I equals 0, j equals 1, and k equals 2, I have nums of 0 equals 1, nums of 1 equals 2, and nums of 2 equals 3, which satisfies both I smaller than j smaller than k, and nums of I smaller than nums of j smaller than nums of k. Hence, the function should return true. I found a satisfying solution because the array is in increasing order, so the two rules can exist. On the other hand, consider the array nums equals 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In this case, no such triplet exists that satisfies the condition I smaller than j smaller than k and nums of I smaller than nums of j smaller than nums of k. Thus, the function should return false. In this case, I didn't find any satisfying solution because the array is in decreasing order. I traverse the array from its head to its tail, so I'll never find two indices j and k that are larger than I in this case. To solve this problem efficiently, I can use two variables, min1 and min2, to keep track of the smallest and the second smallest numbers encountered so far as I iterate through the array. If I find a number greater than both min1 and min2, it indicates that a triplet exists, and I can return true. To describe the steps needed, I first need to initialize min1 and min2, then I need to traverse each element n in the array nums, and perform operations of comparison. And finally, if no triplet was found, I need to return false. So first I need to initialize two variables that I called min1 and min2. I initialize them to int max. Min1 is equal to the index I in the problem's text, and min2 is equal to j. Next, I need to traverse each element n in the array nums. I perform three operations of comparison. If n is greater than min2, it means we have found a valid triplet formed by min1, min2, and n, so return true. If n is less than or equal to min1, update min1 to n because n is the new smallest number. And if n is greater than min1 but less than or equal to min2, update min2 to n because n is the new second smallest number. Finally, if no valid triplet is found by the end of the array traversal, return false. To summarize, this solution effectively checks for the existing of an increasing triplet subsequence in the array nums using two variables min1 and min2 to track the smallest and the second smallest numbers encountered. By iterating through the array and updating these variables accordingly, the algorithm can determine if such a triplet exists in O(n) time complexity. If found, it returns true. Otherwise, it returns false. Now, I'll run this solution to make sure everything works properly before submitting.